Good morning and welcome to Lee University. This is Lee Day Live. My name is Owen and I'm here with Jada, a journalism major here at Lee University. Hope you are crushing those game boards and learning about Lee, but we're about to dive even deeper and show you the place where you will hopefully spend your college years, right here at Lee University.
That's right. We know that you want to make the best decision for college because success is on the line. This decision is a really big deal. What is at stake? A great education, fun, safety, relationships, and even spiritual direction. Unfortunately, we weren't able to bring you and thousands of others here to campus like we usually do for Lee Day. But we didn't want you to miss out on some of the fun, so we're bringing Lee Day to you.
Make sure you use your game board as we address the most asked questions from checking out life at Lee. Take advantage of all the Q&A Zooms and Hangouts. Mom and Dad, we know one or both of you are looking over someone's shoulder right now, and that's okay. You can join us too. There's plenty for you to do.
Speaking of parents, this will be an exciting day for bank accounts because this afternoon we're hosting a scholarship drawing where we are giving away over $10,000 in scholarships, meal plans, and more. Yep, scholarships, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, so don't miss it.
To win, you must be registered for Lee Day Live. So if you haven't registered, make sure you or Mom and Dad does it now. Head over to the link on your game board now so you don't forget.
Think back to when you were deciding on where you would go to college. What was the first thing you wanted to know about the school on your short list? Well, since I was such a great student, the first thing for me was, will I find a great academic experience at Lee or a major that I want to focus on with professors who can teach it well and prepare me for life after college?
When I was looking for college, I was most interested in the campus life. But you're right, we all want to know more about majors and who will be teaching me. My experience at Lee has been great. I major in pastoral ministries and I'm surrounded by professors who know their field, but more than that. Probably what makes Lee different, the professors really care about me as an individual and they really want me to succeed.
I totally agree. Should we introduce Lee Day Live viewers to one of our professors and see them in action? You caught up with the professor recently to talk about their commitment to student success. Let's check that out.
Hey, I'm Jonathan Cornett. I'm an associate professor of biology here at Lee.
And I'm Jennifer Cornett, and I'm an associate lecturer of mathematics.
So Jennifer and I both attended Lee as undergraduates. This is where we met. So when we came back to join the faculty, it was a homecoming for both of us.
For me, Lee is exceptional because it's a place where I can talk about math, which I love so much, and I can talk about Jesus Christ, which I love even more.
The ability to come to one place where you've got thousands of other people who are asking the same types of questions and struggling with the same sort of decisions that they're making, big life decisions, it's exceptional to be a part of that.
So I teach 2 different types of math courses. Part of my responsibility is to teach developmental math courses for students who are coming into Lee and perhaps they have some gaps in their mathematic ability. Another part of my job is also to work with elementary education majors in a class called Concepts of Mathematics.
So I teach a combination of courses to mostly biology and biochemistry majors. I teach genetics in the fall every semester. I teach a cancer biology class that's an elective class. So that's, again, a lot of my students are interested in working in a clinical setting, maybe interested in oncology.
So students are always welcome to come chat with me during office hours.
All the faculty set aside dedicated office hour times and invite students to come. So I really enjoy the one-on-one. I feel more effective personally in the one-on-one because it's easier in that setting to engage with a student. You can ask questions, you can have a conversation, and you can really tell, is this making sense? Students that I've worked directly with now have gone on, completed medical school, and now are doing residencies. I've got a handful of students who've completed a PhD at this point. Some of them are teaching in public schools, and so they went straight from the from the undergraduate degree right into the classroom. That's one of the fun things I think about what we do as well, is when we get to touch base with students who graduated, they've gone on and they come back to homecomings or send us an email and let us know what they're doing. It's one of the real rewarding parts of our job.
You are probably not going to have to solve equations on your job, but you will have to work through multi-step problems, and there's a specific order that you have to solve the problem in to be successful. And so I think, in my opinion, math just helps fine-tune your ability to think and to tackle difficult problems.
One of the things that we do, the liberal arts education, you're getting a little bit of everything, and I think there's value in that to broaden our worldview, to understand how the world works better, to understand our place in the world. If I was sitting down with a future student right now, I would encourage them, think about what is it in the world around you that gives you just a sense of wonder, something that you're excited about. That's the kind of stuff that you want to engage with. But whatever that thing is, pursue that and cultivate that. That's gonna be the thing that you love, the thing that you enjoy, and that passion will produce good fruit.
Whether you're a spectator or an athlete, an important part of life at Lee are athletics. From basketball to lacrosse to soccer, the Lee Flames have it all.
Did you know that Lee just won 3 NCAA D2 national championships? Our track and field star athletes, Christian Noble and Celine Ritter, won 3 national championships in 1 weekend.
Not only did the Flames just take home the national championships, but the new multi-sport complex is almost finished being built. We sat down to talk with these champions and get to the bottom line of their game-winning Lee story.
I can't believe we're here standing at the beautiful new multi-sport complex here on the campus of Lee University, hosting some of the greatest athletes in Division II, and we're pleased to be joined by 2 of those national championship winners, Christian Noble and Celine Ritter. Overcoming adversity, going through all of the obstacles to become the national champions, the very best at this level, certainly takes a lot of work. Celine, what were you looking for when you were choosing a school to run at and to be a part of?
Well, I was looking for, first of all, a good coach that I can work with really well, and a good team, people to run with.
When you first got here, when you first set foot on campus, what were you wanting to accomplish?
My goal was to become one of the best runners in the country, but at that point I wasn't really imagining being a national champion.
All right, Christian, we know Celine came all the way from Germany. You didn't quite come that far, but tell us where you came from to come to Lee University.
I grew up in Indiana, and it wasn't as far as Celine, but I came ready to compete for Lee and to run my hardest.
Every athlete's got dreams, they've got goals. So when you first came here on campus, when Christian Noble first stepped foot on campus, what was the ultimate goal?
Ultimate goal was to win national championships. It's kind of like the vision Coach Morgan had instilled in me when he recruited me. He said, you could be one of the best Division II's had, and it wasn't a clear path at first. It took me 5 years to get to where I'm at, but now that it's all coming through, I'm very happy with the results.
Now, obviously, it takes a lot of work to get to the level that you are at right now. What were some of the challenges that you had to overcome in order to become a national champion?
Well, when I first started my college career, it was challenging to have a higher workload and to have a higher mileage overall. And since I've been at Lee, it's been going very smoothly.
Christian, obviously, every athlete faces adversity, particularly when you get to the level that you are at. So talk to us a little bit about that adversity and how you were able to overcome it.
Yeah, I haven't really had a lot of injuries while at Lee, but a lot of mental adversity I faced. Just seeing my peers who I've graduated with excelling earlier on in college. This has a lot to you mentally, why am I not running as fast as them? But with track, everybody's on a different path. Some people take a few more years to get to that level, and the biggest thing was just staying patient and trusting that what Coach Morgan and I are doing here at Lee was going to pay off come my 5th year, and we're seeing it now. I'm glad I was able to push through those adversities, and I'm very happy.
Well, this new beautiful athletic facility world-class athletes like Christian and Celine, the sky is truly the limit for Lee University athletics, and we can't wait to see what is in store next. Back to you guys.
Welcome back, Lee family. When talking about what makes Lee so exceptional, it's impossible not to talk about the choirs, ensembles, orchestras, and performers that make up the rich musical tradition at Lee.
You're absolutely right. Music is a huge part of the Lee experience, and it can be found in every corner of campus.
Don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself from the front row. Here's Voices of Lee.
I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God, yeah. Oh, the love of God. When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. You have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You have been so, so kind to me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light
looking for the right university? What happens inside the classroom is crucial. But what about all the hours you spend outside of class?
That's so true. Clubs at Lee provide students with valuable connections, communities, and growth opportunities. And with over 100 clubs to choose from, you have more choices than ever as you shape your Lee experience.
We sat down with just a few of these clubs to give you a taste of what Lee offers. Clubs here at Lee are very important and important to us. And we have a few people here today that are going to introduce themselves and tell us why clubs are so important here at Lee and the clubs that they are involved in as well. So guys, if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, I'm Delight Ejaka. I am a senior digital media and English writing major. I am involved with a lot of clubs. Vendagua, for example, it's a students' publication here on campus. I am involved with LUASA, which is the Lee University African Students Association. And I'm also involved with Res Life.
Hey guys, my name is Zach Fowler. I am a junior accounting major. I am a part of Residential Life and Housing, serve as an RA. And then I also am a part of Lee Creation Care, was able to serve with Crossover for a couple of semesters. Those are just a few that I'm in.
Hey guys, I'm Lily and I'm a senior political science and Spanish major, and I'm involved in one of our Greek life clubs, which is called DZT, and I'm also in the admissions office giving tours to families that come to visit Lee, maybe some of you, and then I'm also in one of our choirs called Lee Singers.
Hey Zach, why is joining a club at Lee so important?
Yeah, so I think that you're coming from home, you come from high school where you know all these people, and sometimes at college it's easy to isolate yourself. You're coming to this new place, it's easy to become shy and just not want to feel like a part of the university, and so that's why Lee does a great job of having different events like Club Lee, where you get to learn about all these clubs. You get to find your community, you get to truly grow in different areas, whether that be things in your major, different things you're passionate about, as well as it's really awesome that sometimes you feel the need to change yourself to fit into the place you are, but there's so many clubs at Lee that you can stay true to who you are and be able to find a group to come alongside you in that.
Lily, what do you think?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Also, it's just kind of when you come from home, the thing that makes Lee more than just a school and everything that culminates into the college experience is finding a community that makes a family for you. And I'm so far from home, I'm 9 hours, and yet I could count on my hand the number of times I've been homesick, and it's because I've found people who feel like families to me in these clubs.
Yeah, clubs also help you build skills for career. So with Vendagua, for example, I help with writing articles. I do all of graphic design stuff to make the school yearbook. And also with different clubs, I get to do public speaking and things like that. And that helps you build your confidence and build who you are. So aside from more community-based things, you also build practical career-based things as well.
So how does Lee encourage students to join clubs?
So for example, within an RA, you have an RA who is helping you join different clubs, so they know about all the different clubs on campus, and they know your skills and what you're interested in. I feel the Residential Life and Housing helps you join other clubs because they connect you to other people on campus.
Yeah, there's also always things posted around campus, in just about any academic building you go into, there's always going to be a wall with flyers on it explaining a bunch of different opportunities to get involved. The professors really push you to get involved. I feel any friend that I've made at Lee has just naturally been hey, come join this with me, come visit this with me. So I feel naturally it's a campus that makes you want to get involved too.
Yeah, I'd also say every single student who comes to Lee, they're going to have that gateway instructor and those peer leaders. And so the peer leaders that you are able to be underneath, they're a part of different clubs, and they have different panels of students from different clubs come in just to give you kind of a picture of what you can join and what fits you best.
Zach, tell me more about academic clubs.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of different academic honor societies that you are able to be a part of. Some of them require a certain GPA to get into, others it's just simply because you're that major. So for example, there's Phi Beta Lambda for the School of Business. As an accounting major, be able to go there, meet some people in the area, and also just have prep for career interviews, stuff like that that's able to come from that club.
There's all kinds of events here on campus, but clubs usually put those events on. What do those events normally look like?
Yeah, so Greek clubs are some of the kind of groups that put on a lot of the events on campus, and one of the things that I love is that you don't have to be in one of the Greek clubs to be a part of the events and to have fun at the events. And so just for example, the group I'm in, we do a Western hoedown every fall, and there's line dancing and people wear cowboy hats and there's barbecue and it's super fun. And then there's a group that does a luau in the fall semester as well. There's a block party. There's just a bunch of different themed kind of events that are just in random places on campus, and a lot of people have so much fun, and it's a great way to meet people in the clubs and outside the clubs and just form more community.
For sure. And also not just Greek life, but academic events. Are there any events that are held?
Yeah, we have a lot of like informational, serious events. So one of them will be Tunnel, and that helps you see people from different perspectives. We have Wordy now for women. We have a lot of more fun events like Dorm Wars as well, which is a lot of the dorms like having like dorm rivalry and competition, and it's a lot of fun as well. So like there are a lot of different events that are informational and fun as well.
To wrap things up, each of you give me one reason why incoming students should join clubs here on campus.
I would say find a family on campus.
Have fun and enjoy a great college experience.
And get to meet all sorts of different people from all sorts of different backgrounds.
Well, thank you guys so much, but I've got to get back. We've talked about our academics, our campus, and what your life will look like as a Lee University student. But Lee Day Live wouldn't be complete without recognizing the important role faith plays into our day-to-day lives. From chapels and small groups to classrooms all around campus, spiritual life remains a crucial part of Lee. Let's take a closer look.
A well-rounded spiritual experience is what most students are looking for. One that challenges students to learn, ask questions, and grow in their faith. Bi-weekly chapels and monthly U-Church events offer high impact and energized worship opportunities, while small groups and in-class devotions allow for intimate moments of reflection. We understand that not everyone believes or worships in the same way. That's okay. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you can find a place here at Lee.
I think what students are looking for is a place where they have the freedom to ask any question, that they're not bound by some set of religious rules that keeps them in some sort of box of thinking that keeps them from being able to ask questions and ask hard and direct questions. They're faced with a much more complex world than the world that I grew up in, and their questions are more complex. And I think they're really looking for a place where they can explore these questions in an open and honest area with open and honest people who love God and demonstrate that love through how they answer their questions.
I think students want to make an impact before they get here. It doesn't start here. And whether or not they vocalized it, there is something that they feel very strongly about, be it social justice, be it what's happening in the business world and how we can improve that.
A lot of high school students who are entering college, they're looking for an experience. They're looking for a lot of solutions to questions that they haven't gotten answered yet. And I think a lot of them want to know if the college experience is going to help them resolve maybe even some of those spiritual conflicts that they have inside. They're dealing a lot with those big life questions. What am I going to do? Is God really real? Is there a different expression of what church looks like?
One of the things that we've found out as Lee has grown and as Lee has become more diverse is we have a very broad range of spiritual journeys represented on our campus.
Each student is different. You can't approach them all the same, at the same way, even though some of the problems and some of the hindrances and some of the background might be the same. The challenge is really just approaching each student with their own set of questions from their own set of dynamics in their own environment.
One of the things that I get to do uniquely in helping connect a student to their aspiration is in the small group piece of our campus life. A small group is vital to student thriving because it gives them a space to vocalize what it is they're hearing and what it is they're taking in their faith journey throughout all the different aspects of what's happening on Lee's campus.
So one of the things we believe at Lee is that worship is not only what we do when we gather on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1040 for our chapel services. We believe that every time they go to the library and they decide they're going to do some research, and every time they make the decision to get up and go to class, and every time they do all of these things in fulfilling the call of God on their lives, that all of that is worship. Worship is a whole life response to a holistic God.
The objective is not to just have them become better Christians. Really, the objective is to have them become better people, better humans, better workers, better co-workers, better employers, better employees, better nurses, doctors, businessmen, entrepreneurs, and yes, pastors and leaders and missionaries.
We want to embrace challenge. We want to cultivate intimacy. We want to develop faith with the end goal of helping students find their voice in this faith piece that informs every other aspect of life.
All we can ever hope for is that every student who comes through the doors of Lee University, no matter where they find themselves in their spiritual journey, whether they've been a believer for 18 or 20 years of their lives or Maybe they didn't even know the name Jesus before they got here. If any of them takes a step toward Christ during the time that they're at Lee, we believe that's spiritual success.
At Lee, we have an incredible mix of education, campus life, and spiritual life. They're all intertwined. To make that possible, Lee relies on the broad experience of a great leader to unify every aspect of life at Lee. Let's talk with our Lee University president, Dr. Mark Walker. Dr. Mark Walker, the new president of Lee University, the fearless leader. You are 8 months in. What I want to know is, what are your dreams as it relates to this wonderful university?
My dreams are for when we don't have to be socially distanced, we're not having to wear masks. My dreams are when Lee Day Live is Lee Day Live in person. Everybody's back on this campus. This campus is covered up with people. That's some of my dreams. But even beyond those dreams, that Lee is always a place that's dreaming, and Lee's always a place that students can come and dream, and they can envision what their lives can be. That this is a place where maybe students already know what their dreams are, already know what God's dropped in their heart about what they want to do. And Lee's a place they can come to and that get forged and fashioned in their lives and equipped to such a place they can go out and they can achieve their dreams. We want this to be a place continually that students come and they discover how God has made them, what God's designed them for, and then go out equipped because Lee has been a part of that experience to go out and achieve all that God has for them to do.
Dr. Walker, you lead so much here at Lee University, including education, student life, and spiritual life. So I want to know, how do you lead such a broad aspect? Is it your team? Is it your strengths? What do you rely on?
Number one, God. This is His place, right? Secondly, it is team, very much so. And there's an incredible team of people here at Lee University. Going all the way from the cabinet, the vice presidents, to all of the faculty, to deans and chairs, to all the different people that make Lee what it is. Students, obviously, student leadership. So yes, it's a matter of leaning on all the qualities and abilities of the team that we have here. And I think one of my great strengths is that I am a team leader. I love to put teams together. I love to be a part of teams working to accomplish something, and everybody weighing in with their gifts, their talents, their thoughts, and being able to take all of those and leverage them in such a way that you are accomplishing what it is you're called to do. Because this is a place of education. It is a place of spiritual development. It is a place of social development. That's what all these things are in a university. It takes all those people with all those skills in all those areas coming together. And boy, my great privilege is to work with them in such a way, okay, how can we be the best at what we're here to do? And that's what I love to do more than anything else.
So I'm sure you sit down with many prospective students and their families. And so when you're in these meetings, what do you usually say? What just comes out that you say about Lee University?
Here's what I try to communicate is that Lee is a place you can discover who you are, how God has made you, and why He's made you, what your purpose is. That's our greatest thing to offer students. And then as we discover that together with you, then helping you become equipped and prepared to go out and do what God's called you to do and made you to do, and do it in a way that's really going to bring Him glory. And there's a great story that I often like to share. There's a scene out of a movie, The Chariots of Fire. Now, that's a movie way back, so students may not connect to what this movie is, but it's a story about a man by the name of Eric Liddell, who was a missionary to China. But he also was on the Olympic team of the 1924 British Olympic team. He ran track and field. He was very, very fast. And he delayed going to China to do his missionary work because he wanted to run in the Olympics. Well, his sister got very upset with him because she thought he was really shirking his God-called duty to go to China to run in some silly track event, right? And there's a beautiful scene between him and his sister when he's explaining to her why he's going to run. And he says to her, God made me for China, and I'm going to China. But then he said, but God also made me fast. And when I run, I feel His pleasure. and not to run would hold him in contempt. And so what I like to try to say to students is this: we want to help you discover how God made you fast, then equip you to go run so that you can truly feel his pleasure in all that you do. And that's what makes Lee so different, I believe.
I love that. So you were a pastor before you came to Lee University, and I want to know, how did your years of pastoring prepare you to lead such a large university?
Well, that's a great question. I think if you really boiled it down, Jada, it would be the ability to deal with people. Because in pastoring, that's what you do more than anything else, is deal with people. Deal with people that are on your staff, people that you employ, dealing with people in leadership, volunteers, as well as people that you pay, dealing with people who are hurting or are in need, dealing with people who come from a lot of different backgrounds. And so I think if I had to narrow it down to maybe one particular thing, it's that. Just the ability to listen to people, hear people, speak to the needs of people, but also speak to people in terms of helping them to better develop. Because pastoring is about taking people where they are and helping them connect to the God that loves them. And how do you map that out? And I think in a lot of ways, it's the same way with being a president, is that you're taking students, parents, alums, then of course the employees, and all these different constituencies, and connecting all of that to the God that's made us all and made Lee what it is. And so I really think it's that ability that pastoring has given to me, to just hear people, understand people, and better connect people to what God has for them. I think that would be the best thing.
One more for you, Dr. Walker. I just want to know, what's next for you? What are your future plans for the university?
Future plans, you're talking like 10 years from now? You're talking like in the next several months? Next 8 months. Okay, well, I've been here 8 months. Next 8 months, sleep would be a wonderful thing for the next 8 months. Some of the things we have on the drawing board right now, Jada, we have a team of people that are looking at the feasibility of an engineering school. Engineering is one of the top majors in higher ed right now. Engineering is ripe, I believe, for Lee students. We've got pre-engineering in our mathematics department. We also have a program that we have with University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. But we're feeling like, okay, maybe we need to start taking the next steps to really have a school. So that's something we're excited about, because it's one of the #1 majors that students ask about when they want to come to Lee University, is engineering. Another is leadership development. I believe Lee is synonymous with leading. I think when peer institutions look at Lee, they think of a leader. Lee has been a leader in a lot of different higher ed initiatives and programs, but I think we could become synonymous with leadership development. How are we teaching leadership as an academic discipline to our students? How are we bettering and developing the leadership skills and professional skills within our faculty and staff and administrators? How could Lee possibly maybe even be a global venue for leadership summits and forums for professions all over the globe in developing leaders? You know, our mission is preparing students for responsible Christian living in a complex world. Well, I think this complex world is becoming more and more complex, and we're needing leaders, great, godly, Christ-centered, effective leaders more than ever. And what if we were about preparing students for responsible Christian living and leadership in a complex world? What might that be? I think Lee has a wonderful opportunity to be a developer of leaders for years to come. So those are some of the things we have on the drawing board as we're excited about, that hopefully going to come to pass maybe in the next year or two.
It has been so much fun meeting with you. And Dr.
Same
Walker,
here.
thank you so much for helping our prospective students learn more about you.
Thank you. My pleasure, Jada. Appreciate it.
We're reaching the end of our Inside Look at Lee, but we know you still have some big time questions.
Where do I eat? Where do I sleep? Am I safe? It just doesn't feel right to close out Lee Day without talking about this.
So, to give you those answers, we prepared a real-time tour of our campus with our very own dueling drones. You ready?
Let's go.
let's start right here in the heart of campus with one of our Lee family's favorite places to eat, the Deacon Jones Dining Hall. Whatever you're craving, they've got it, and it's all yours with just a swipe of your ID card. From home cooking, to vegetarian meals, to allergen-friendly options, Lee's Dining Hall offers great food and a great place to catch up with your friends.
But Deacon Jones is only one of the several dining spots you can enjoy on Lee's campus. This is the Paul Kahn Student Union. The newly renovated space is a popular hangout for fellow Flames. Let's take a look inside.
The PCSU is home to several retail food selections, including Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, and Subway, that are all available as a part of your meal plan. It includes the campus bookstore and post office. The Hub, located on the second floor in the PCSU, is another valuable resource that offers tutoring, success coaching, and career prep.
Heading over to the west side of campus, welcome to your home away from home. This is Battle O'Bannon Hall, one of Lee's 18 residence halls. At the end of a long day of classes, you can unwind. Ranging from suite and community layouts for freshmen to apartments and townhomes for upperclassmen, there's a place for everyone.
No matter where you stay, community and safety are vital parts of the Lee experience. Doors are locked at all times, and our 24-hour key card system is monitored by our trained campus security team and ensures that you are safe and secure when you're at home in your dorm. Small groups, residence life activities, and the constant stream of on-campus events like Dorm Wars will allow you to find friends who will guide you through your Lee journey. This community-oriented environment allows students to become fully integrated into life at Lee.
Now that you know where you'll live, let's take a look at where you'll learn. With 53 majors to choose from and a 15-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, you can fully customize your learning experience. Between our innovative science and math complex and our state-of-the-art business and communication arts building, you'll find the major, classes, and career path that works for you. Nothing is cookie cutter.
Owen, there is so much more to Lee's campus, so everyone should check out one of our campus tours this weekend for more information.
Owen, how about that tour?
And how about this group?
Thank you for joining us for Lee Day Live virtual experience.
And we hope to see you on this campus.